Back in 2018, a welfare check was done on William Musak after his son reported that he hadn't spoken to his father in several weeks. William's daughter, Dayna Jennings, who had just moved in with him a few months prior, would answer the door.
Hi. Where's your dad at?
I'm not sure. He only comes by every couple of weeks. He's been spending a lot of time up in the mountains with a girlfriend, or sure where that is. I just had broke my foot and everything, so I'm sorry. I'm kind of whippy on my pain meds right now.
Does he live here?
See him. He has all of his, technically he lives here.
How do I get a hold of him?
He lost his cell phone and I found it, but it's here, so it's not with him. I don't know other than that. My cousin called and said that my dad had told her where that property was in the mountains. He never told me where it was that he's been staying at, so she said she was going to try to narrow that down and see if he was up there.
You don't have an address? Or
I don't even know the girl's last name. We're not as close as you'd think we were living together, but he just kind of comes by in between.
Well, why would your brother and his brother be worried about him?
Because he hasn't called them because his phone's been here.
Mm-hmm.
So they said that he normally texts and stuff like that, and I told them that this is the fourth time he's lost his phone. So I don't know. Okay. To me, it's not that big of a deal to not hear from him for a couple of weeks, but for them, I guess they talk to him more than I do. Right. So, I don't even know if there's anything I can do to help the process since I don't know where that property is.
Do you mind if I come in and check and make sure he's not here?
It's a mess.
I don't care.
That's fine.
The officer immediately notices a very strong putrid smell, and without being asked, Dayna tells him she had a toilet back up in the basement.
Does he have a room here?
Not really. No.
Okay.
He'll sleep on my massage table when he's here. Sorry, again, that it's a mess. Like I said, I haven't been able to even barely go up and downstairs.
Okay. No,
my room's up there.
Okay.
But he usually doesn't even spend the night. He just comes by and picks stuff up and takes off.
Do you mind if I go down and look?
You can. Sorry.
It's
like
okay.
I said, toilet overflowed. I did my best to take care of it. I'm here by myself. So.
It happens.
Dayna's home is a mess with clothing piled everywhere. The officer does a walkthrough and he doesn't find her father. He then begins to wonder why her father would leave his cell phone and all of his vehicles at the home.
How does he usually get to where he's going?
He has cars, but he asked me to have my friend's mechanic come by and pick up 2 of them to work on. I've been here a lot because of my foot, but other than that, I'm not normally here a lot. I'm usually working and doing stuff, so I don't have a ton of answers for all of these questions. And since I've seen him, it's been 2 weeks since I've seen him, so it's not that big of a time gap for me. But
the last time you saw him,
2 weeks ago, it was the 11th or 12th.
Did he get picked up or did he drive?
He got picked up. But my brother said he's not going to believe anything unless he hears my dad's voice. And I said I don't have any control over that. And my brother said he was going to keep calling the police until he heard my dad's voice. And I don't know.
Okay.
And I've been dealing with the poop water and my foot. So I've been a little distracted. But
okay. All right. Well, I guess if he shows up, have him call.
Do you have should I call somebody specific?
Have him call his brother.
Okay.
And call the police department.
Yeah, the last pile of mail he picked up, I left him a note saying to call my brother, but I don't know if he did it or not because he still didn't have his phone. But
okay,
I'll leave him a note too. Call his brother.
The officer leaves the home and he files a missing persons report. Meanwhile, Dayna's brother arrives at the police department to show them some text messages between him and his father. In these messages, William tells his son that Dayna brought him a burger, and after he ate it, he slept for 15 hours. He then told his son that he believed Dayna might be poisoning him. Despite this evidence, it would take about a month before the police were able to secure a search warrant for William's home. Before the search began, Dayna was escorted out of the home by a detective and brought down to the local police department. Before leaving, the detective tells the other officers to text him if they find anything.
Go upstairs. I mean, it could be decaying sewage. But, whew, it's a lot stronger up here.
Yeah, so this is over more. piled in clothing when I was in here.
Meanwhile, back at the police department, Dayna is being interviewed. The detective notices that Dayna doesn't appear concerned about the situation she is in.
So basically the reason we're here is there's certain members of your family that are really upset that they haven't heard from your dad. Which has got my lieutenant on my butt about this.
Okay.
And so we're trying to figure out where Bill's at. And we've got some information, and obviously you have some information, and we need your help to kind of get to the bottom of this.
Okay.
So why don't you tell us what you know, and we'll tell you what we know, and we'll try to figure out where he's at and get to the bottom of this.
He got really mad and quit his job a while back, and long line of workaholics, so he was home and miserable. And so he started taking on a bunch of projects. My dad's dependent on me to make the mortgage payment, and he just kind of got where he didn't know how to say no to anybody, and he started hanging out with a couple women that were a lot younger than him and enjoying himself again, and kind of leaving me notes saying, I'll be gone for a few weeks, not sure when I'll be back, and taking off. And I know both locations don't really get good cell phone service. And so I think he's been enjoying himself instead of feeling obligated to things. And he hasn't cared about the house as much. He's been telling me to just take care of stuff. And so I think he's out having fun, and I'm trying not to put a lot of pressure on him. He gets bitchy if I do. And so, I mean, there's been some communication, and like, I leave money out for the rent. He's asked for that to be in cash so he can go and take care of those things. And
Dayna explains that she isn't concerned because her father periodically comes back, does things around the house while she is sleeping, then leaves before morning.
I've seen evidence that he's been by the house, so I'm not worried because I go to bed and next day, the stuff outside's been moved and the projects have been changed and the money that I left's gone or whatever. So it just kind of seems normal behavior to me. It doesn't seem terribly different. We did kind of have a conversation about me wanting more of the house and me paying more of the house payment so that he could, because he hasn't been home at all. So we talked about him just, staying at his friend's house more and me paying the whole rent, mortgage. And
If you don't mind me asking, what'd you do? How'd you hurt your foot?
Slipped on some mud and smacked it against.
Ouch.
Yeah, I kind of went sideways, and that part of my foot has bothered me before, so the muscles were already weakened, so they didn't hold like they should when I was trying to regain my standing.
Does your dad have a cell phone with him?
No,
No. Do you know where it's at?
it was at the house. I've been trying to keep it charged, so if he comes back, he can take it. But I don't remember right now. We've been moving everything around so much with the basement. Like, some of the stuff that's normally in the basement is upstairs in my room and stuff like that. So I'm not sure right off where that is.
Is that normal for him not to have a cell phone with him? I mean, we were all kind of attached to ours,
He's been losing it more lately. And just telling me, I don't have it with me, so if you need me, I'll be back tomorrow or whatever. And he hasn't seemed quite as attached to it as I just assumed it was, that he was enjoying the person he's been staying with. But to leave it this long is a little peculiar, but
Back at Dayna's house, the police find a small hidden room in the basement behind a fake wall. The floor appeared to have freshly poured concrete over it, as if someone had hidden something underneath. The police begin to break up the cement to see what secrets are hidden underneath it.
Is this normal behavior for him to do this? Or?
a little bit more than what he normally does, but it hasn't hit abnormal enough for me yet. And plus I've been distracted with my foot and stuff.
Sure,
but it's a little bit more than normal, but it's been growing to this, I guess. He's been getting more and more distant and gone longer and longer, and that kind of stuff, and complaining more and more about just wanting to do his own thing and not to be dependent on by everybody for money and for labor and stuff, that he just kind of wants to enjoy himself. And it doesn't seem extremely abnormal or crazy to me or anything like that. So my brother called me, but that was, and he just was asking if I'd heard of him, and he said that my dad hadn't responded to a couple of texts and that he was worried, but it didn't seem like it was going to turn into this.
We want to find
Does he have to be found if he doesn't want to be? I mean, if he doesn't want to call his family, does he have to, or am I going to continually be talked to by the police until he does, or?
The detective receives a text message from one of the officers at Dayna's home. It says, "We found a body. Buried beneath the concrete, the police found the remains of a human body that had been decomposing for quite some time. With this new information, the detectives decide they will need to get more aggressive with Dayna."
Well, like I said, we're trying to figure out where he's at, and that's the end result that we're trying to find out here.
Okay.
So the more information you can give us, and the more you can help us out about, his behavior and that the more insight you can give us into his life, the easier it's going to make our task to finding him.
Okay.
We've done some checking,
Okay.
and we know he didn't go to Arizona.
Okay.
Okay. And we
How do
really,
you know that?
well, because we've talked to everyone, and he doesn't know anyone in Arizona. Okay. So we really need to know where he went, and we really think you know where he went.
All I know is Martha in Arizona and high school friend in California.
Okay. Well, we've talked to everybody, and he doesn't know anybody in California. His friend in California doesn't live there anymore.
And Martha, I mean,
We've talked to Martha.
yeah,
Martha hasn't seen him since the 2nd of December.
that's right around when he came and got the rent. So he's only been, oh no, we're in January, sorry. I was like, it's only been 2 weeks since you saw him then. We're in January, okay. Yeah,
So-
those are the only,
And there's been some inconsistencies with your statements to some of the
Yeah.
family members and some of his friends about his cell phone and that.
well, he didn't really want them to know everything, so I didn't tell them the same stories because he kind of wanted them to leave him alone. So,
But why would everybody be saying that's not like Bill? I mean, his friends he works with tells me that's not like Bill. Bill's the type of guy that if you text him, he texts me back within a couple days, or if not a couple hours. We just, there's just a lot of,
I have been giving inconsistent comments to people that ask because it's none of their business, so I just kind of tell them something so that they'll, and I didn't think it'd turn into this. I thought it would just be, tell him I lost my phone, even though his phone's sitting right there on the table, I just thought I was kind of giving him his privacy by putting them off a little bit.
Well, you also gave inconsistent statements to my officers too.
Did I?
Yeah.
I know I was pretty jerked up a few of the times they were there, but I don't remember exactly.
Yeah.
What
You
I may have said.
told the officers that he didn't live there.
He doesn't live there anymore. Comes by and gets his mail.
And then you said that one
We
time
had
you
talked about him moving out
Right.
completely, so that's why I said no, not really. He doesn't live here. He gets his mail here. We had just talked about that the month before, around Thanksgiving, so
Okay.
he doesn't live there anymore. That's what I told them.
The detectives realize that it's possible her father passed away from natural causes, and Dayna was worried about being homeless, so she hid the body. Until an autopsy is done, they can't be sure how he died, or if it is even her father. Either way, they believe she knows a body is buried in her basement, so they give it one last try to get her to confess.
You said he's telling you a lot of stuff. I mean, I'm getting confused because he has his phone or he doesn't have a phone. Does he have a phone or not?
I haven't seen it lately.
No. How does he tell you all this stuff? He's told you a bunch of stuff, you said.
That was before.
Okay, you need some water? Your tongue's really dry.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I've been dry
Are
lately.
you nervous?
I don't think nervous, but
Well, you
I
don't have to be
also,
nervous,
this
I mean.
is just weird, and
Right. Well,
I'm,
That's
everything
it.
I do or say is being examined, so it's a
well,
little.
you're right. I I will tell you this, I'm examining everything you do
Yeah.
inside, okay?
Mhm.
I'm not gonna tell you I'm not, because
And I'm warm, so.
Okay, you take off your...
The police checked William's bank accounts, and they noticed that Dayna had been cashing his personal checks and withdrawing money from his account. The detective asks her why the signature on the checks appears to be forged.
And I'm kind of worried now. You know why?
Why?
Because that signature on that check doesn't match his signature. We've already checked that.
Okay.
So now someone's coming and leaving that Bill didn't write that check. If what you're saying is true, well, I know he didn't write that check. I don't need, whether it's on the kitchen table or not, he didn't write that check.
Okay.
And so now someone's coming in your house. You leave the house open?
No.
Someone's gotta have a
changed
key.
the locks recently. So.
You changed the lock, so how does Bill get in?
He has a key.
Okay, so he's the only one that has a key?
And my kid. And
Okay, well, your kid's not gonna write a check. So now Bill's didn't write that check because we already checked the handwriting.
I wrote the money part in. He just left a signed check.
I'm talking about the signature, not the
Oh,
money
okay.
part. Tell me, did you sign that check yourself?
Not that one. I've signed other checks because he's told me to.
Not the $500 check? Are
No,
you sure about that?
I don't. I remember there being a check on the table with the
Because I can
signature.
take the ink from the
Yeah.
type, what you wrote, and match it to the ink of the
Yeah,
signature.
I mean, it was on the kitchen table, and
Okay, Dana, are you listening to me?
yeah,
I can take the ink from the
Yeah.
top and the ink from the signature, and if they match, you just told me that
But there
you're the
was-
one who wrote the check.
I don't.
And he wrote you a check for $500.
I wrote in the $500.
You wrote the $500.
Yeah, to get some stuff for the
Okay.
basement.
Let's talk about the basement. What's up with the basement? What's wrong with the basement?
The,
And I want the
toi-
short story, okay?
the toilet overflowed. I didn't know that the toilet backs up down there, and since he was gone, I was a week before I noticed it. So there was a significant amount of sewage water down there. So
So you did the job cleaning up because when I went in the house, I didn't smell any sewage.
yeah, I've been removing the carpet and trying to get rid of the magazines that have. There's still carpet down there with sewage on it, and I called the
Yeah, I don't
plumber.
smell sewage at all.
There's a
The detective believes her father is buried in the basement, but for now, he wants to keep that information to himself, just in case revealing it will cause Dayna to ask for a lawyer. The detective wants to know why Dayna's house smells like a decomposing corpse.
So I'm going to ask you a question. Why does your house smell like a dead person?
It does?
It does.
I don't know. I just assumed the smells were
Mm-mm.
the sewage.
I've been doing this I've been a homicide detective for years. I know what a dead body smells like.
I don't. I have no idea.
Oh, well, I'm telling you.
Okay.
Can you take my word for it?
Yeah.
Okay. Your house smells like there's a dead
I
person.
haven't seen any
Okay.
evidence
What
of
would
a
you
dead.
know?
No, I mean, I
You know
haven't
if
seen
there
any
was
evidence of. I've been through the whole basement and the whole upstairs and stuff, and I haven't.
So let me give you a scenario, okay?
Okay.
I've seen more people under more stress in this town than 30 years in Albuquerque. It's just people are under stress trying to make ends meet.
Mm-hmm.
So you understand that if someone dies in the house and they're died of natural causes and no one tells anybody about it and they actually try to conceal it, that's not that big of a deal. Because once you tell someone about a body, the person that's alive on one day and dead on the next, once you tell the government that, hey, they've deceased, all that funding stops.
What funding?
Like Social Security and money that they get, if they had
Okay.
Social Security coming in or whatever, if those type of entities know that people's alive, the money keeps flowing in, right? And I've had experience with people who didn't commit a crime regarding the death of a person,
Mm-hmm.
but they tried to cover it up because they couldn't afford that person to be dead. If that's what happened here, let us know, and we can understand that.
Mm-hmm.
I want to ask you, is Bill dead in that house and you
Not
covered
that
it
I'm
up?
aware of.
Not that you're aware of, but what do you mean not that you're aware of? Did he crawl underneath the house somewhere?
I have no knowledge of him dying in that house.
But
as-
something died in that house because I can smell it. He's either your house or the dump.
I'm not gonna put it in a dumpster. I just watch too many crime shows. I would think that would get figured out.
Okay. So,
No, I don't know.
it's not going to look good for you.
Yeah.
Right. And I can tell you right now, you are not a criminal. You know why I can tell?
Why?
You're a horrible liar. All right?
Okay.
So, I know that you haven't been totally truthful with Detective Payne here because
Okay.
I know by body language and by statement analysis that you don't want to give us the entire truth. And I'm trying to tell you that you probably need to trust me because I know more about this than you do. I know
Right.
more about the process than
Right.
you do. We both do.
Okay.
So you need to trust us when we tell you, if we find the body of Bill later, which we will, and you stick to the story that you got right now, well, I kind of lied to other people. He had his phone. He doesn't have his phone. I don't really remember. Then we go to the district attorney's office where I talked to him. I'm like, well, Dayna said she wasn't aware if Bill was in the house dead. Well, geez, he's been gone for, it says December 8th or 9th. You would know if Bill was in that house. It's telling to me that you said, I'm not aware if he's in the house. Because that's an equivocal statement, usually made by people trying to conceal something. And that's science right there. Okay? So what are you trying to conceal, Dayna?
I'm not trying to conceal anything.
sounds
I
like
just
it.
feel like I can get trapped in if I say he's not and you say he is, and
Say what? I didn't say he was there.
I know
I'm telling you
I've been
that.
psychologically fucked with my whole life, so
I'm not trying to
between my religion and my dad and everything
Yeah.
else, so I've learned not to get myself trapped in
Watch how
something.
this works, okay? Berg, take the pain. Is Bill dead in your house?
No, he's not.
That's the answer I was waiting for.
But Bill's never been to his house.
Dayna, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, you're much smarter than you're letting on. You know that I'm talking about. You know, and I know, something happened on the 9th. And I'm not saying it's homicide, but I'm saying it starts to look that way when you try to cover stuff up. And you're covering stuff up like you wouldn't believe. Why does it smell like decomposition in your house?
I thought the smell was the sewage.
So you you thought the smell was the sewage.
And I've been trying to remove anything that smells.
The detective is about to reveal that a body was found in the basement of Dayna's home. But first, he wants to explain how he believes William was killed.
You have access, you looked up something on your phone or the computer, you got some medication, say, here Dad, here's some food, you need to go to sleep for a while, which I need a break. Because that's what happened on the 7th, when he slept for 15 hours after you gave him some food, and he freaked out about it. And I think on the 9th, again, on the day that you broke your foot, on the day that your ex-husband got married, he's yapping at you and everything else, and you're like, I just want a break.
We had a good day.
Yeah. I'm
He
giving it to you.
was
It's not
being
going to be there.
annoying, but we talked about him moving out.
No, you didn't. You didn't. That's another lie.
Why is that a lie?
Because it's not the truth. That's what
Why?
the definition of a lie is. It's not the truth. Because I'm an expert at this. You're not even good at it. I'm an expert. That's a
Right.
lie. You didn't talk about it. The only reason you would lie about talking about it because you know what I'm saying is true. What did you give him on the 9th?
Nothing. Don't know if he's dead, and I don't know how he died if he is dead. I think he's alive. There's been signs that he's been to the house.
No, there hasn't. Here's what it looks like. Here's what it looks like. You lied to the cops, and you're bilking him out of his money. You're draining his bank account while he's dead in the dump or in your house. Does that look good?
No?
No, it looks bad, huh?
Yeah?
Not if he died of natural causes. Well, it
Sounds
doesn't
bad,
look
dude.
good, but it doesn't look like it killed him for money.
Yeah.
Looks like maybe the dude just died in his recliner, and that's why you got rid of it.
I haven't moved a dead body. I haven't interacted with a dead body. I have no reason to believe that there's been a dead body there,
Why's
other
all
than you
that?
telling me there's glowing things.
Why'd you put semen in the crawl
My
space?
dad's been putting cement down there, and
Your dad's not here.
No, before. And I've been adding to it, trying to get it out of the car.
So with a broken foot, that's the time that you want to pour concrete.
No.
See how this thing is just keeps
Chris brought
unraveling
in the
and unraveling?
concrete, and
We're going to dig out the concrete,
okay,
and we're going to find your dad underneath there.
really?
Yeah, I'm almost positive. Obviously, I'm not God, right? Can't say for sure. I can't say for sure, oh, that dad's in there. But based on my experience, I think your dad's in that basement, and he's underneath that concrete. And when we dig it up, it looks like you killed him for everything that I've already told you
I
about.
didn't kill my dad.
Okay, good. I'm glad to hear that. But he died nevertheless. or he wouldn't be in the dirt underneath the concrete. He's moved. We know something died in the basement. It got moved from where the recliner was to where the new cement is. And now they're in the process of digging that cement up from what they just
I'm
told me.
guessing this is where I need to ask for an attorney then.
Dayna asks for a lawyer, but it's too late. They can't charge her with murder, but they can charge her with concealing a dead body.
We found the body in your house. At this time, you're under arrest for concealing a dead body. You need to stand up. You need to stand up.
An autopsy was done on William's body, and it came back that he had been killed by overdosing on horse sedatives. The investigators checked Dayna's computers, and they found that she had ordered the medication off eBay right before her father was killed. Dayna was convicted of first-degree murder and sentenced to the rest of her life in prison. What are your thoughts on this case? Do you think she accidentally killed her father by giving him too much medication, or was it cold-blooded murder? Please share your thoughts in the comments below.